Hi, I'm in my shop again today. I've been doing a little bit of reorganizing and ranging while I was on vacation for 2 weeks, actually just for 3 days of it. I've been doing some electrical work over here. These lights now, instead of me having to go over here and flip off a switch, work off a switch over here by the entrance to the garage. It makes it a lot easier on me because when I go to finish up for the end of the night, I don't have to go over here and turn off the light and go over there and turn off the light and go over here and turn off the light before I go upstairs. All I have to do now is turn off my fan, which is behind you, and go upstairs. I did a little bit of conduit work. This is a leftover piece of it. Still might be using it. Also, I've been working on some 3D printing stuff for another project in my bike shop for the electrical stuff I'm doing and other little parts and pieces. I have these cabinets here, came out of old vans of mine. They're just basically 4 drawers, a little dusty right now and I got stuff stacked on them. But I printed a Gridfinity grid to go inside that fits in there just a little bit loose. Could have been a little tighter. That's fine. But then these containers like this, which has that bottom on them, snap in there. They don't snap in there, but they sit in there and they won't move around. I mean, basically that's what the grid does, is keeps it from sliding around. So when I close it and open it, it stays in the same spot. I'm going to get this stuff off the top of here. That's what I'm going to do next. I got to find a new home permanently. Probably right now for the moment it's going to go just down below here. And then I'm going to take this cabinet and I'm going to take it over there to the table saw. I'm going to get the compressor and I'm going to blow it off. And then I'm going to take it into the bike room. First off, we're going to take these cedar planks down here. Let's see if the air compressor has any air in it, if it's already aired up or not. That's a little bit. It's rather dusty. All right, that should be sufficient. And yes, I'm going to wipe it down with a damp paper towel. So this thing rode around in one of my work vans I had, like, it seems to me it was like 2011. It was a Chevy Express. And when we got rid of the vans, they basically take all the shelving out. So if we want it, we just grab it. And I usually grab these and put them in the next van because they have screws or something in them. But when I got this one, I put it in the Ford Econoline I had. Actually, I went to a Ford Transit Connect, which was too small, and it couldn't fit these in there. And so then they gave me an Express. They gave me the Transit 150 that was used with somebody else's van. I put it in there. That one got rear-ended and totaled. And then I got another used one from the HVAC portion of our company. and I did not put it in that one because it was only temporary. So then I got my new van, the one I'm driving now, which is another Transit 150, 2023. So what, we're talking, this thing's from a van 11, 12 years ago? Yeah, actually 13 years ago. Maybe 14 almost. And it's been sitting in my house, just sitting here collecting dust, as you can see. So I'm going to move it into the bike room now and set it on the bench, and I'm going to start putting trays and stuff in there with the resistors and screws and nuts and bolts for electronics equipment, and probably some bicycle little piddly stuff too. I'm not sure yet. I also have that other big one over there. I probably will also use that one. I'll show you what I'm doing when I get in there.
A few moments later.
Gotta make a little room here first. Eventually all this is going to come off the bench and I'm going to put this in here, but right now I'm just going to get in here so I can see what I want to do. So where this is eventually going to go is over here, but I have to take everything off here and put it somewhere temporarily so that I can move the TV off of here, and I got to cut 4 inches off of this shelf and to shorten it up. I had thought about taking the other cabinet, put in here the same height, one on each end, and just using that to hold the shelf up, and I may do that yet. Not exactly sure. So anyway, we'll get back to this and I'll show you what we're doing in a little bit. Hey, it's me, Daryl. Today I am working on my bike room, trying to organize some electronic stuff. Right now I'm in the 3D printer room. I have printed this. It's just a 5-compartment Gridfinity deal for the cabinet I took out of the shop and put in the bike room. So far I've been printing some 3D printed Gridfinity trays to go into this cabinet that I moved here from the shop, from the garage. An empty drawer looks like that. When you have bins in there, it looks like this. This particular bin is going to be for my LEDs that I have right here. See my LEDs? So I'm going to get those put in there. I see I got my resistors. There's more resistors underneath. Resistors here, some other stuff, miscellaneous, some USB ports. Battery boxes, the motors from the 3D turntable, the leftover ones are there. I still have to make more bins for these and these switches up here that I have sitting in another Gridfinity bin. Let me get this thing filled up with the LEDs. So what I've been doing is I figure out my layout and then I print what I need. I got room here for 2 more right there, but right now I'm going to take these. And it's kind of overkill because there's only a few LEDs, but I plan on getting more. And there's 5 different colors. So we'll put like the blue ones in one. Green in another. And now we have them all put away in the tray. Like I said, I got my resistors here, the battery box is here, more resistors here, some miscellaneous stuff. I would use these in here, but There are too many of them, so I need to make a new tray for that. Let me show you how I've been doing making trays. I take the very first Gridfinity thing I ever printed, and I sit it in there, and I decide that I want to put these in there. I pop them open, and I go, yes, they will fit in a single. Okay. Oh, one more LED. But I have space for two more. I could make a single, but I'd rather make a 2-compartment or maybe a 3-compartment one. These will fit in a two compartment, so I think I'll make a 2 for there. And then down here, these are for all my metric nuts and bolts I have. I have this thing here, but every time I pop it open, I almost spill stuff because it's really terrible. And it's kind of got a gap in the middle and top. If I turn it upside down, it seems to put things in other compartments, which I don't want. And what I have left to put in here, I have these, which take up 2. I have these that take up 1, so I can make a 3 or I can make a 4 here. But I also have these, which are diodes, or not diodes, transistors. They take up 2 because they're too tall for a single, and they're too tall for these. Didn't take up 2 of those spaces. Now, I was planning to make another one of these, same height as that, to sit on top of this one, like these do. I mean, they'll sit up on top, they'll sit over the middle, I think. It doesn't matter. And just making it to where it would hold all of these, because if I made one that's double wide, I could put them on like in one slot, and then I could take these and put them in another double slot. So if I make one of these instead of with 8 slots, with 4 slots, I could put them in there, and then these would fit in. Actually, they would fit in there, but they gotta be higher, but they'd have to be on the top row. But that's what I'm in the process of doing. The problem is I got these switches that I bought for a project, and I got these leads that came with them. I don't need the leads, but I got the leads, so I might as well use them. But these take up like, let's just grab one of them. They take up like 10 spots, which is like, on the grid is an entire 6. So this is 5 by 5, and it's longer than that with the grid. So I'd have to make a longer box that is 7, just as wide as that, just to put these in, I think. No, 6. 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it'd be a 6. What I'm thinking of doing is I'll make one of 7 that has 7 compartments. I'll put these in there, I'll put these in here, and then I can put the switches in with these so that they're in the same spot. I could also just make a double. I haven't decided on which one I'm going to model it after yet. And then I got to make labels for all this stuff so I know what it is. Because as you see right now, resistors don't have labels. These have labels with the exception of the lock washers. I couldn't find one that had lock washers already made, so I just used washers for the regular washers and then lock washers over here. But I'm going to label those. And then I'm going to make one for my transistors. So that's what I'm in the process of. So that's one of the things I'm in the process of doing right now, other than working on cutting boards and turned items and that. Then after I get all this stuff in here to where I can take this cabinet off the table a little bit for a while, move it somewhere else out. I'm going to bring a temporary table out here and set it over there. I'm going to stack everything off here on it, including the TV. I'm going to I think I've decided I'm going to just take the legs off that thing, lift it up, put this on one end and grab one of the other ones, put it on the other end. So I'll have some bigger drawers for bigger project stuff like bike parts or something like that. And then I will just sit that board back on top. This thing has holes in the top already, and these drawers will come out, I believe. Yeah, they got little holders here you can take and lift up on that and then they'll come out or they're pushed down. I plan on just taking that shelf and putting 2 screws up from this into it to hold it from shifting around. And if I need to, I could actually take the bottom ones out. There's holes in the bottom that I can use for bolting it to the bench. But after I put this up here, where'd my tape measure go? Right there. These things are 18 inches wide. The other one's 18 inches wide, and this desk is 60 inches wide. So after I take 18 off of this edge and 18 off of that edge, I'm going to have only about 26, 27 inches of space in between the cabinets that I can use for stuffing stuff under the shelf. But the shelf will be a little higher, so I can put taller stuff under there. So that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. So let me get back to designing my next 3D printed drawer, and I will come back out and show you this once I have this all set up. I'm not going to show you. I may film taking everything off, putting it on the table, and put it in as a high speed. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Hey, I'm back in the bike shop again, as you can tell because all the bikes behind me. Working on this cabinet for my electronics. I've got basically an empty top drawer. I haven't done anything with it yet. All my resistors, motors, and some battery boxes are in this drawer. This drawer is still basically empty. It has some circuit board for building circuits and another battery box that works off a USB for, like, you can plug a phone into it, put 2, 3 batteries in there and charge up a phone. Oh, get back in there. And then the bottom one, the wires that I had to find a place for, and all my nuts and bolts that were in that other box that I didn't like. So now it's easy. I just open up the drawer, grab a M4x16 if I want it, or a nut for an M3. So that's it for this video. The only thing left to do here for this is I need to clear off the bench. I need to put that over there. I need to get another one of these. It's either a 2 drawer or a 9 drawer. I'm not decided yet. I have a 9 drawer one here out of another van. I have several of those around the shop. Mostly full of nothing. Nails, screws, stuff from the woodworking channel. Put it over the other side, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be cabinet, and then the TV will sit up a little bit higher on that shelf between these two. I'm going to be doing some more electronic stuff, kind of little piddly things. Can't really think of any right now. Oh, one of them is a what is it called? My wife has flowers all over the house, and when she's not around, I have to water them, and I don't know when to water them, so I'm going to build this. It is a little quick circuit on how to make, I found this on the internet, I don't remember where. Basically, you take a transistor, a 2.2 mega ohm resistor, an LED, and a 3-volt battery, and you stick it into the plant. And the light comes on when the thing gets dry. Apparently, when the thing's wet, it makes continuity on the thing and turns the LED off. Haven't tried it yet. That's one of the things coming up here pretty soon.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one. As you can see, I'm back down in my hobby room /
bike repair room. I've been mulling it over for a few days on whether to put another one of these trays like this one on each end of that shelf or just put it on the shelf. So I got my other brain down here, otherwise known as my wife, and I had her look at it with me, and I says, what do you think? And she said, I think it'd be better if you put it up there depending on how high it is. Depending on how high it is. So I put it on this thing, which is about one drawer higher than it should be. And when I open this drawer, I can see what's in there just fine. Granted, it's gonna be back a little farther, but I'll still be able to see in there as long as I get all this junk cleared off here. Okay, so what I did is I cleared off the back of the shelf over here. I cleared off the shelf over here, and I slid the TV over. Now I'm going to put this in place. It's a little heavy with all the stuff in here. I mean, it's heavy before that, but also, there's a lip on the front of this, and the drawer does clear, so that's good. So that's how I solved my problem of where I was going to put this shelf on this deal. So let me show you. You're at the right height. You're about my height right now. If I turn you around on the table and I open the drawer, you can see what's in the drawer, especially if you like lean over towards it. Like I would have to do. So that's where it's going to sit. It also gives me room up above for storage that way. So now I have 3 tiers of storage. I have here under the TV, on here, plus the drawers. And I have more of these drawers. I have a double drawer that's deeper, like it's one drawer is like 2 of these deep. I could put it over here. And I have another one that is a 9-drawer bin. I could fit all 3 of them on. I think all 3 of them would fit on here side by side because they're all about the same length. So it's like 18. Not quite. Not quite, but I think the 9 bins are narrower because the 9 bins don't have this thicker side here on either side, and they don't have the latch which keeps the drawers from coming out, which that's nice too because I don't have to worry about, like, if we have an earthquake, the whole shelf will stay together. It might fall off here, but at least it'll stay up there and the drawers will stay closed. Everything will stay pretty much in place. I also could just strap it to the wall so it doesn't go anywhere. There are holes in the back to do that. So anyway, I'm going to get all this all straightened up. I got to put some stuff away. I used to play with, I used to and still do play with plastic models. I do not film that. There are plenty of people out there that do that. Something's in there. I usually keep the boxes to put the car back in when I'm done with them. But just because I have very limited room here, I may just take and cut the face of the thing off so I have the picture, and I will start putting decoration of the picture of the cars I'm making on the wall here. We'll see. I don't know if you know it, I don't know if you can see in there, but I have these 1/18 scale cars that are in their boxes. I bought a bunch of them back in the 80s, right after high school. It's the 80s and 90s. I started collecting them. I don't know why. But they're just sitting in totes right now because they were in a cabinet that was along here, but there was a water leak and it got mold on it. Some of the boxes got wet and destroyed them. So they're not really like valuable now, the ones that got wet. So I was thinking about, and Donna agrees, making a shelf up here above these, where these curtain rods are, because the curtain rods, we don't have the curtains, and we're going to take them down. I got to fix the hole in the ceiling. Actually going to fix the whole ceiling. And putting a shelf around the room and putting my models up there. That way when the next time we have a leak in the ceiling, it can get the models wet again. Just kidding. Hopefully that won't happen. So anyway, Let me turn the light on here. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified when new videos come out. I try to get a video out every 2 weeks. Sometimes I get one out a little earlier. I usually put them out on Thursdays at 8 o'clock a.m. Thanks for watching.